Today we're going to be talking about why nothing's working out. A lot of y'all who are watching this video are probably putting a lot of work into something, whether it be dating, your own career, trying to find a job, a million different things that go on in life that you're putting a lot of work into, but they're not working out. And I know how that feels. I've been an artist for years, trying to grind my way up, encountering failure after failure and feeling like, what's wrong with me? Why am I not blowing up? Why am I not pulling the numbers that all my friends are pulling up? And being, met with all these types of failures over and over again makes you question yourself. Ask if you're built for this. Should you give up? All these different questions come into your head. And if I was my younger self, who in 2022 put out 4 TikToks a day and only gained like 500 followers who are all inactive now, and me sitting thinking, oh my gosh, I did the thing that I thought would make me blow up, and I didn't blow up. What's going on? If I was talking to that person today, here's what I'd tell them. And that the specific things I would tell them relate to why I'm not succeeding. I'm not going to give you some foolproof thing that's going to make you succeed instantly. I'm going to give you some tips that will help with your mindset so you can navigate through these years of your career and not give up and understand really why you're not succeeding. So it comes to the first thing. As a creator, we're taught, oh my gosh, like you got to succeed, you got to win. Look at all these people, Kaisen, at these big YouTubers with all these numbers, all these big views, all these people caring about what they do. And you look at that like, damn, I really want that. For some reason, people don't emphasize that, being a creator is a business. You're putting out content, you're getting value from it, you're getting profit from it. It is a business. And like every business, there's a period of time when the business starts where they are losing money. Actually, a huge dip in time where they're losing money. They put a bunch of money into it, not paying off, and they keep losing money. And eventually, years later, they get to the break-even stage, and then they start gaining money. Now, in business, it's very normal. Like you invest into a company, they're going to be losing money for a very long period of time. It's normal. No matter if you're the best company in the world, whether you're Amazon, no matter what you are, you're losing money in the beginning, and then you gain money, and you break even, and then you go crazy. And sometimes people stay there. But the point is, successful companies start with losing money too. But for some reason, creators don't understand the same principle that successful creators start with losing in comparison to what they put in. Yes, you're putting a lot of blood, sweat, equity into what you're creating, so you can't really see the monetary impact of what you're doing, but you're still losing value. When you put out stuff, you're putting in more value than what's getting paid back. You're probably getting 0 for what you're doing. I got under 1,000 subs, so I'm definitely getting 0 for what I'm doing right now. This is blood, sweat, equity, and it's not paying off for years. In businesses, that's normal, though. People don't think, oh my gosh, my business is dying necessarily. They think, oh, even the best businesses start low. But for creators, we don't have this mindset shift where we realize, wait a second, even the best creators start with things not paying off in the way they want. However, that doesn't mean you quit, because that is a normal part of business, and we need to look at what we create as a business in some sort of way in order to really understand it like a business. If we're not getting business-based results, we need to look at it like a business. So that's the first tip. It is normal for businesses to not get what they put in the beginning. And there's a period in time where they're really figuring things out, where they start breaking even. You might not even be there. I'm not there, and that's completely okay. That is actually when they're doing good, when they break even. A lot of businesses stay in this place where they're not getting any money. But let's get on to the second point, which is kind of a deeper reason to why this is so scary. Why do you want to quit? Why do you feel like nothing's working out? What is the deeper reason? And I'm not trying to get conspiratorial with this, because this is not conspiratorial at all. And I'm not saying this is malicious at all. But we have been trained to be risk-averse as human beings. We've been trained to. We're working to get a job that pays what? $25 an hour, $30 an hour. Pays a consistent amount. You put in 2 hours, you get $50. You put in 1 hour, you get $25. You know what you're going to get paid. There's a guarantee that these jobs provide, and that's great. But we've been taught, oh my gosh, anything that doesn't have this guarantee is scary, because we are taught that we want to ensure our survival, and this is a consistent way to ensure our survival, and I understand that. But at the same time, there's some things that could get you $100,000 or $0, and we're a little bit scared of those things because they don't give us that $25 an hour. And the problem with going after your passions often is not even that your passions are bad or they don't make money, but they don't make consistent money. And you've been trained to value consistency because you want to make sure you can get your next meal. So understanding that you've been trained to value and like consistency, and that's been something ingrained to you when the competition is $25 an hour and $30 an hour, is going to help you realize why you fear going after that passion more, because it's not that $25 an hour. It's not something you can guarantee getting. But I will say that if you look at how our economy is going, if you look at how things are going, this idea of having a guarantee with your external result is getting less. You can't take it seriously. It's not really happening. Like, oh yeah, you could be getting $25 an hour, but you could get fired or you could get laid off. There's all these risks that are making you realize that external guarantees are not really real. I mean, we have some more or less, but the external guarantees you think of, that security that a job will provide, is getting less and less secure. And that is scary and that is bad in a lot of ways. But one of the benefits that makes you realize is external consistency in this world is kind of an illusion. Some situations have more external security than possible, but external consistency is a hard thing to guarantee. You can't really guarantee anything when it comes to these financial results. Meaning, the thing to look towards is internal consistency. Can you guarantee you consistently do your part, not consistently the outcomes go in your favor? But the point I'm trying to make with this, without getting into a different subject, is the fact that nothing is guaranteed from this external world. So that's all the more reason to go after what you want to go after. And what you thought was guaranteed has its own withdrawals, has its own negatives, has its own penalties that can take away from what you want. You might think that there's options in life that have more consistency than what you do choose or what you don't choose, but they may not. The things that you think will be consistent and safe and guarantee what you want may not be consistent and safe, especially with how we're heading and where we're heading right now. Now I've made you kind of hopeless. You're like, man, nothing's guaranteed. What do I do? Is anything even worth it? Why should I even try to go after my passion? What's going on? Nothing's real. Am I going to be able to pay for my next meal? I understand all those confusions, and those are fair confusions. And how do you know that you're actually meant for what you say you're going to do? How do you know you're the one? How do you know you're going to make it when things aren't working out? Because people who succeed have things not working out for them in the beginning, and people who fail have things not working out for them in the beginning. So how do you know you're the one who succeeds? And my best answer for that is skill will beat everything. I know people say, oh, it's not about talent anymore. It's not about talent. It's just about how much clout you have or how much the connections you have. And yes, connections, opportunities, clout are helpful, but skill will always win. And even the skill to create clout, skill to create attention, skill to connect with an audience is a skill in itself. You work on the skills that you know matter in your specific field, you will eventually become undeniable. And there will be an opportunity. When that opportunity meets skill, you will succeed. So my point is not try to get the little trends, not try to get the little gimmicks, but try to improve the skills that matter for the specific thing you're aiming for as much as possible, to the point where it's undeniable that you are ahead of the pack and undeniable to ignore what you're doing. I'm going to go specific for me. I have this channel. I have rapping. I have producing. I have all these things that I'm doing. I should work on the skills required. So as a content creator, I'm not only supposed to be good at rapping, producing, podcasting, but I'm also supposed to be good at connecting with an audience, telling a story, building value, building a brand, everything in my control. All these skills, whether they be soft skills or hard skills, I need to get as good as possible, because there will eventually be a point where I do have an opportunity and that opportunity will be met. But my point is, people just need one video of you. People just need one chance to see you. If you're scrolling on your TikTok, right? And you're seeing all these different creators scroll, 1 second, scroll, and you see this dude that's undeniable. You've never seen them before. Like, oh my gosh, this person's fire what they're doing. Let me hit the follow. And they happen to be good at connecting with their audience. They happen to be good at all the engagement, every single thing you know. What if that person was in their 10th year of making content and they just kept going? They didn't let it get to them. They kept improving their skills. You never knew who they were. Most of the world doesn't know who you are. So you can't say that they're going to not like you or whatever it is. But if you are so undeniable that you could stand out against 100 different videos on your feed, then maybe someone's going to click that follow. It doesn't matter how long it takes. If there's no age limit next to your YouTube channel. People can't see how old you are like that, right? So when people just stumble across something you do and it's just so undeniably good, they have to subscribe, they have to follow, they have to check out more of what you're doing. you've got it. People gave you a chance and you've won. So my point is, instead of trying to get all the followers in the world, the recent shift I've made is, how about I make it so every single person who interacts with me doesn't regret it? How about I make it so every single person who believes in my brand sees that I'm going somewhere and is entertained? I'm not even worried about getting 10,000 followers. Let me make sure every single follower that gives me a chance has the best return on investment ever known. So when you focus on building the skills to where, instead of trying to get all the people in the world, I get it, that's a skill in itself. Focus on trying to give people who do support you as many reasons to support you as possible. Build all those skills to where whenever someone comes across what you're doing, it's undeniable. I think you're going to truly get to where you need to get. And I think that's the right way to go, instead of trying to chase a trend, because truthfully, all these algorithms are made for what? All these algorithms are made for what? Tell me. These algorithms are made to match the people who are interested in a piece of content to that piece of content. So when you make your content more interesting, wow, suddenly you have more of everything you ever wanted. Instead of focusing on this hashtag and that hashtag, if you make it so whatever you make, the people are entertained, and the people who come across your videos are truly entertained and can see it's undeniably good, then bam, you got everything you needed to get. The algorithms will work with you because they see how valuable your content is. So I think that's the true thing. Instead of trying to worry about how to cheat the system and get more for less effort, just keep putting effort in what truly matters to the specific profession you're chasing and master it. Because when you are master of what you're doing, people are going to undeniably gravitate towards you. So my conclusion is, you're going to take L's for a long period of time. Look at me, look at my views. You can see the L's I've taken for a very long period of time. I understand, though, that I'm nowhere where I need to be in comparison right now. So I need to keep putting in effort, keep getting better at all these different skills, and eventually I'll become undeniable. But I'm aware of that. I'm not going to give up. It's been my 7th year in what I'm doing, and I'm hungrier than ever because I understand there's so much to learn, there's so much to do. And I'm not worried about trying to get this to blow up or that to blow up. I'll let the audience decide what they decide, but my point is, how can I provide the most value to the people who do support me? So I think that's a great way to look at it. Try to make everything internal. Try to make your powers internal. It's not about what happens there. It's about what you can do. And when you shift things internal instead of trying to seek that external consistency we talked about earlier, then you feel like, oh my gosh, there's so much to do. There's so much to do in my internal life, instead of worrying about what someone else thinks or worrying about how this algorithm is going to help me. And I'm not saying like tags and all that other stuff's bad, but I'm just saying, if you create good things, and not even good, if you create undeniable things and things that stand out, then things will stand out because they're meant to stand out.